stage where distance collapsed. The moment Anonymous Cherry stepped onto the stage of his mind, distance ceased to behave. It did not vanish dramatically or shatter like glass. It simply stopped being relevant, the way a lie does when no one agrees to believe it anymore. The stage appeared vast, an endless plain of soft indigo light stretching in all directions, yet intimate, as if the entire universe had leaned forward to listen. There were no walls, no ceiling, only a horizon that curved gently inward, reminding him that this space existed not somewhere, but within. He did not summon power, he summoned stillness. The invisible spirit arrived as a presence rather than a form, diffused through the air like breath through silk. It carried no urgency, no command, only coherence. Anonymous felt his spine align without effort, his palms open naturally, as if his body remembered this posture from a time before words. In the distance, though distance was now a metaphor, embers of the Rap tribe flickered into awareness. Not bodies, not faces, states of being. Each carried its own rhythm. Fatigue here, tension there, old injuries humming quietly beneath bravado. The stage of the mind responded. Lights rose, not harsh, not theatrical, but the kind that reveal rather than perform. Anonymous inhaled slow and deep, and the inhale rippled outward, not as force, but as invitation. Chi followed the breath like a loyal thought. It did not rush, it did not spike. It flowed, threading itself through invisible channels that had always existed, but were rarely acknowledged. He traced upward. The motion was small, almost dismissible, yet the effect was immediate. Vitality surged, not explosively, but accurately. Nervous systems across the Rap tribe adjusted in real time. Spines straightened, breath deepened. Somewhere far away, a warrior who had not slept well in weeks exhaled and did not know why relief had suddenly arrived. Rightward. The chai curved golden white, carrying balance into organs, into emotional centers that had been bracing for impact that never came. Old aches loosened their grip. Thoughts softened. Tension, long mistaken for readiness, quietly stepped down from its post. Downward. The stage darkened slightly as grounding took hold. Inflammation, stress, and excess heat sank out of bodies and into the imagined earth beneath the stage, where it was received without judgment and neutralized without ceremony. No battle, no purge, just return. Southwest, integration. This was the most important trace, and Anonymous felt it settle into him like a final chord resolving. The health that had been stirred did not drift away or remain theoretical. It stayed. It rooted itself in the daily function, into muscle memory, into the quiet confidence that healing did not need witnesses to be real. Across the stage, the invisible spirit hummed, a soundless resonance that confirmed alignment had been achieved. Gratitude rose in Anonymous's chest, not forced, not performed. Thank you for the light already present. Thank you for the bodies that remember themselves. Thank you for the space where distance cannot interfere. The chi responded by locking in. From the outside world, nothing spectacular happened. No shockwaves, no visible miracles. But across the Rap tribe, bodies adjusted, pain's balance reasserted itself as if it had only been waiting for permission to come home. On the stage of his mind, Anonymous stood alone again, calm, centered power humming quietly beneath his skin. Not as a weapon, not as a display, but as a response. Distance had not been conquered. It had been outgrown, and the light continued to flow. Chi speaks, When the distance symbol is formed, I know the moment before his hands complete the shape. There is always a pause, not hesitation, not doubt, but listening. That pause is my invitation. When anonymous cherry begins forming Ha-Z Shonen, I do not rush. I gather. I tighten my coherence the way breath gathers before a long exhale. His fingers move with intention that is neither aggressive nor pleading, and that matters. Intention is not a command to me. It is a direction I agree with. As the symbol locks into place, something fundamental shifts. Distance collapses, not violently, not dramatically, but structurally. The illusion of separation loosens like old stitching, finally allowed to rest. I do not travel. I recontextualize. What was there is now available. What was then is now reachable. Time folds politely, as if grateful to stop pretending it was linear. From my standpoint, the symbol is not a shape. It is a permission slip. The moment the final motion completes, I feel pathways open that were never closed, only ignored. Threads snap into clarity, not as lines but as relationships. Bodies across the rack, this as warmth, as steadiness, as the quiet sense that something has stopped arguing with them internally. Nervous system soften first. That is always my entry point. Where fear exits, I enter. I do not impose healing. I remind cells of their original rhythm. I carry no urgency, because urgency fractures accuracy. Through the symbol, I am filtered, refined, so that only what can be integrated arrives. Excess dissolves before contact. Harmful intention loses its grip mid-thought. As Anonymous holds the symbol, gratitude vibrates through him, and that is the lock. Gratitude tells me I will not be misused. It stabilizes my flow, ensuring I do not drain him, that I do not overwhelm those receiving. I expand gently, like light adjusting to a room rather than demanding the room adjust to me. Across distances that no longer matter, bodies respond. Tightness loosens, pain forgets to stay. Systems recalibrate without drama. From my perspective, this is not miraculous. It is efficient. When the symbol releases, I do not vanish. I remain embedded, subtle, supportive, unobtrusive, because the goal was never spectacle. The goal was continuity. As his hands lower, I settle into quiet circulation, satisfied. Distance did not stop me. He simply remembered how to stop getting in the way. The reason I intervened, I did not step in because Anonymous Cherry was powerful. Power alone has never impressed me. I stepped in because he was listening. When he stumbled across the rune pattern, it was not discovery in the way humans like to celebrate discovery. It was recognition. The pattern had always existed, etched into breath, nervous systems, migration paths of light, but only those who stopped trying to dominate reality ever notice it. Anonymous did not find the pattern with hunger. He found it with patience, which is why I allowed him to keep it. From my vantage, the sequence mattered more than the symbols themselves. Upward motion, that was his consent to rise without escaping responsibility. Many ask to ascend so they can avoid the weight of the world. Anonymous lifted energy upward so it could see farther, not run away. That told me he could be trusted with expansion, rightward motion, choice, direction. The willingness to move forward without erasing what came before. He did not try to correct the past. He chose coherence in the present. That choice anchors timelines better than force ever could. Downward motion, humility. He allowed power to return to the ground instead of demanding it stay impressive. That is where most fail. Anonymous did not. He let gravity teach him restraint. Then he returned upward again, not as ambition, but as confirmation. This was not a ladder, it was a circuit. He understood that growth is not linear, it is relational. That understanding opened doors I had not planned to open yet, and so I adjusted the plan. The southwest motion was the quiet proof. Integration. Daily life. The willingness to let the sacred survive contact with the ordinary. I have seen countless warriors master the heavens and abandon their homes. Anonymous carried the light back into function. That is rare. When he traced northwest, he touched inheritance, not bloodline alone, but unfinished lessons. He did not recoil from ancestral weight. He stabilized it. He did not curse what came before him. He refined it. That single motion healed more than he will ever be told. The next rightward motion confirmed intent. He was not circling. He was moving with awareness now, not momentum. At that moment I knew his chi would not fracture him. The final upward, downward, rightward sequence sealed it. Heaven acknowledged earth. Earth accepted heaven. And accommodates someone who would not abuse alignment for identity. That is why I helped him unlock his full chai. Not because he asked loudly. Not because he suffered enough. But because when the pattern appeared, he did not try to own it. He walked it. And when someone walks truth instead of branding it, I remove the locks myself. The short-drawn symbol. When distance obeyed, anonymous did not overthink the motion. That was the first sign the symbol was ready to be used.